PhD. No, no, no. Now I understand how difficult it is to be a machonista. Eh? Hey, the man from Borussia Dortmund. Yes, sometimes you need to respect the principles of football and give them respect where it's due. Remember, we spoke just before Mamelodi Sundowns match, and I told you that it's going to be almost impossible for Mamelodi Sundowns to beat Borussia Dortmund, and you did promise that, but we tried. No, that's what you'll celebrate. You'll celebrate. Baba, when it was 4-3, you didn't want to answer your phone. I don't know. You just disappeared from the area. I was with you all through the match. Suddenly it's 4-3, you disappeared. No, let me tell you something. There will never be a day whereby I'll support the European team when they play against a South African team or neither any African team. So there was no way that I would be happy for Borussia Dortmund to beat Sundowns. But we have to agree with the reality. Reality is reality. Baba, we scored first. Yes. And if they gave us extra 5 minutes, 5 minutes, that's all we needed. You remember when Rulani said, I needed more time when Pirates was chasing the league? He said we didn't lose, we just ran out of time. Yes. Same as me. I didn't lose. I ran out of time. Remember, imagine going to an interview with the Iron Duke and telling him that you ran out of time. Don't you think that thing contributed, those lines? They could have contributed into the reasons why he's not our coach. But anyway, I'm not. But Cardoso also ran out of time. Yes, remember, having answers is a matter. Everything revolves around time. If you don't have time, therefore, and there's no way God will ever change 24 hours to be 25 just to suit you. It will never happen. So you don't run out of time. You run out of ideas. Unfortunately, everything is work. It's divided into time. So if you cannot utilize your time, therefore, there's nothing that we can do because we have to check you according to time. But anyway, we congratulate Mamelodi Sundowns. I think they played very well. But I think for me, they were overconfident. They were over. They were over. They were over motivated. I think Coach Steve Compella really played a crucial role in over motivating them. There was no need for the guys to. Sometimes we need to deal with reality. Those guys are the big brothers of football in terms of Dortmund and Mamelodi Sundowns. I think Mamelodi Sundowns, for me, should have reserved themselves and acted like a team that is. And some other people, when I speak like this, they think, yeah, I'm saying they should. You can't attack Dortmund when you're Mamelodi Sundowns. You can't prove to Dortmund that you can hold the ball. There's no way. You know what those guys will do? They just keep basic of football, and they were not even putting so much hard work. They just keep to the principles of football, made sure that they press them. That's why you saw our Ballon d'Or nominee, Ronwen Williams, being humiliated. And a lot of people think Ronwen made a mistake. He did not do a mistake. He did something that is used to. You understand? Something that we understand that Ronwen Williams is used to doing mistakes. And every time that he was pressed, what does he do? He saw a Tebo Mukwena coming in and he tried to pass Tebo Mukwena. You know what those guys did? That guy is very smart. Remember those guys, not only the players, but the technical team, they go and check what kind of a team is Mamelodi Sundowns. They check the African team, they come from Mamelodi and what's up. They check everything and they start play from the back. What do they do with Ronan Williams? And then they relax, they make Ronan Williams believe that he's playing football comfortably. But when it matters most, they win the ball. Look at what they do. People think Ronan was not smart. He was smart. He looked up and he saw Mukwena closer to him. And that guy was just behind him, as if he's not looking at Ronwen. Immediately, as he's dropping his head, that guy just made sure that he runs. Immediately, as Ronwen passed, he just scored. That was a perfect assist. Hey, but that was painful, Baba. You know what was painful about that? It happened meanwhile we were still celebrating. It happened like, you remember when Pirates was playing Sundowns there? It was 2-0 there, and then Pirates got one. Yeah. And I don't know, Ribeiro just came out of nowhere. It reminded me of that day. Don't remind me of that game because I still remember very well. Immediately, I couldn't do anything. As Pirates scored, I went and to take some drink. Yeah. That's why I say it was the same pain. And if you're a Pirates fan, whatever that always happens to Sundowns hits you hard because you've just experienced it. I honestly did not watch that, did see that goal that Ribeiro scored. I watched it on TV while I was at the stadium, going to take a drink. And as I heard this, like the noise, I thought Pirates had-
2-2.
But you talk about Ribeiro. I mean, you talk about that ball that he received, a similar goal that he scored against Orlando Pirates. And received it at the middle of the park from Matthews. And for him to just dribble everyone and be faced with a goalkeeper. I mean, you talk about the responsibility and the accuracy and the power behind that ball to score. I mean, what a beauty of a goal. I mean, the boy has proven, or he's proving to be that player that makes sense when he comes into the country. Because there are players that are brought into the country, but we still question ourselves. Why are you here at the end of the day? Because when you are brought in, when you are a visitor, you must come and excel and show us the reason and the meaning behind. But you talk about Shikabala Mshishi Tembazwani. Some people might be blaming him for that game and thinking since there was. But it doesn't mean that when you've got a great player inside the pitch, it doesn't mean that you're not playing well since you lost. You understand? Sundowns, yes, lost. And which team can score 3 goals against Dortmund? We're talking about Borussia Dortmund. You understand? The former champions of the very same tournament. But I think for me, Coach Cardoso, they played very well. Divine Lunga, you showed class. Kuliso Mudau, Gran Kekana played very well. Even the very same Ronwen that people, some mistakes. Remember, we check mistakes. Where are you making mistakes? At which level? Because now it's better to be exposed at that level. At the Club World Cup, it's not like you was playing Magesi. It's not like you was playing your Kaiser Chiefs. I'm talking about teams that are not so performing. You understand? I'm talking about teams that are outside of the top 8. It's not like he was playing. That's true. No matter how much we can like them, if they are out, they are out. And I will say a lot of things, but that's what I'm trying to say. That is a preparation for the World Cup, even at Bafana Bafana, because he is Bafana Bafana's number one. Then I hear a lot of people are saying, yeah, we cannot trust him. Ronwen, no, that's a lie. Ronwen made a mistake at a level where he should make mistakes and be exposed at that level. So even with your Grand Kakan and everything, they played very well. Matthews, I think for me, Matthews should be given more game time because Matthews is very deadly.
That's what I said. And a lot of Sundowns people attacked me. I felt Matthews did very well.
He did very well. I mean, look at Matthews. There were games, balls where he came from the wing, cutting with his left. Obviously, he's got a stronger right, dropping into the right. But you can tell that it does not have the sharpness of playing regularly. But if that guy can play regularly, I think he can compete with your likes of Relebohile Mofokeng.
You know, for me, I felt like Matthews was saying to those boys, I know you. I've played with you. I'm not scared of you.
Yes.
You could see that he knew those boys that he was playing against.
Honestly speaking, even myself, I think I after that game, I just thought, I don't know Matthews because he was so comfortable. Even when he went on, yes, sometimes he won't be as accurate, as perfect, but he played very well. But for me, a player that is outstanding for me, and I'm still marveled by how he does things. Ukraine Reiners, he's a class of his own. I can tell you, if it was not the issue of age, Equine Reiners by now, he wouldn't be coming back with that flight that is coming to South Africa. The only thing that would make him to come back home is just to say goodbye. And for the fact that we are still on break in terms of FIFA. I think that would be the only thing. But Equine Reiners' story would have been that of old John Mabizela, that when he played against Tottenham, they signed him immediately. Unfortunately, the issue of ID. You understand? The issue of age. Look at how he scored that ball. He hits it. It hits the crossbar. But the acrobatics. He's an athlete beyond being a player. Because that ball, if it was another player that hits a pole, he could have let the second chance, but he still hits it straight into goals. And even the first goal, the first ball rather, the goalkeeper did not save. He was just robbed by the crossbar. But again, the anticipation of a rebound and still yet to score it. I mean, that was class for me. But when you talk about experience and something that we should learn from the international stages of football is the structure. Pella, as much as Sundowns was so much working into beating Dortmund, Dortmund was just honoring the fixture into saying, let's just play.
You know what irritated me?
Yeah.
Even when we were coming back, it's 4-3. Those boys were just calm. That pissed me off. They were doing the passes that you would expect from Pirates or Sundowns. You know, those back passes behind. And that time Sundowns is like on form.
Yeah.
One goal. And these boys are just doing this. And those boys are small, man. Not that it pains me, I'm not gonna lie. Those are kids.
Yeah, it looks some sort, though they did not do it intentionally, but it's some sort of disrespect. I
That's
remember,
why I'm angry.
I remember when I was owed by by someone, and for me that was a lot of money, the money that that person was owing me. And how did they pay me? They just told their 5-year old to say, Mfanaka, that money of yours, the one that we give you for homeworks, can you give us a certain how much to give Uncle Tam? I was very hurt, though they did not do it intentionally, but I was given, I was paid by homework, young one now 5 years. So that's why, as much as you are working hard, some people just make it easy. But what I'm trying to say is, they are off another level. Sometimes we are naturally talented. We've proven that. But there's one thing that we need to bring into our game: discipline, hard work, and tactical awareness. I think those guys have proven to us to say, you know what? If you need to look at how they beat Sundowns. They beat Sundowns with 3 mistakes. They did not go score those 3 mistakes.
You know, now what also pains me is, when you think of the coach, I always blame the coach. I feel like he could have done something, and I felt like he was also punishing us because we said we want Tembazwani, and he said, I'm going to give you Tembazwani, whether what is what.
Yes, I think I don't know if the coaches on Google or he listens to fans or what. Fans were not saying that if Tembazwane does not perform, or you can tell that now, obviously, he's not giving you more time and stuff. You can take him out if he's not performing, and it doesn't make him a bad player. It only means that he did not play well, and besides, he's not playing
Yeah,
alone.
because sometimes you can kill a player's morale, because you also don't want the public to start complaining.
Mm.
I feel like he could have said, okay, I tried. Can I change plans? And I know you guys love him. Mara, did Allende really deserve to play 90 minutes in that match?
Alende was off, and I think it's more of how can I say, if you even if you look at their first goal, I think no the fourth goal where I think it was Job, the one that he took and into his chest. Alende was just staring there. He was not there. In fact, he did not play very well. But I think there's a framework somewhere somehow to say you'll always play Alende even when he's off. I think the coach was supposed to have taken him out at some point, and give other players like Yoneo Maema. They've got a healthy and a wealthy bench in Mamelodi Sundowns. I think somewhere, somehow, this thing, your likes of Allende, they are given that birthright kind of position to say you will play just because you were once approached by Arsenal to go on trials. We cannot hold ourselves to that. That's just because whichever year Arsenal was interested in you and called you for trials. Therefore, even when you're not playing, we should play you anytime, any day. No, I think the coach really let Sundowns down there in terms of that. But performance-wise, yeah, you take nothing away. They played very well. Your Matthews, like we're saying, I think.
Fluminense,
Mm.
Sundowns will win.
Mm.
And there's a reason I'm saying that. Both teams are not good in defense. And I feel like Sundowns is better in defense as compared to Fluminense, if you've watched all their games.
If you were to tell me that Sundowns will win the hearts of people like they did in the last game against Dortmund, I would believe that. But let me tell you, Fluminense, it's on another level. It's almost the same as Dortmund, but Fluminense are more attacking, more skillful. You saw how they played, how they buried even in their
But
last
they
game.
open at the back.
They are open. Yes, they are open. But for me, going pound to pound like they did with Fluminense, I think it would be a very bad thing to do. I mean, they are playing tomorrow. Uh, they can. I think Sundowns does have the ability to win even against Fluminense, but I think they are overconfident to go pound to pound with the likes of Fluminense. For me, I would say just relax and wait for a break and beat Fluminense. And
Which is what they could have done when they led 1-0.
exactly. Exactly. But then they decided to I don't know. I think they are living in a world of their own. They think that they are better than Real Madrid. I think they are better than in their head. Somewhere, somehow, you need to relax and and absorb the pressure and not act like you know how to play football with the likes of Dortmund and Fluminense. I mean, the Chinese, they could have done that. Yes, the South Koreans, but I think with Fluminense, it's another level.
If Inter Milan can qualify, why not?
Yes, why?
Sundowns is going to qualify.
I wish Sundowns qualifies. I do wish Sundowns qualifies because tomorrow they do not have any other option but to go and there's no game plan tomorrow. The only game plan that they must have is to go and win that match. Unfortunately,
Are you with us tomorrow?
I'm always with you, but that does not mean that I'll have to lie and say you will win while you won't win, according to me.
So what's the real truth this time around?
Yes. The real truth is Mamelodi Sundowns, our uncle's team, they keep us relevant when they win because now we have more, more excitement in terms of wanting to watch them. A South African team, obviously, who wouldn't want to watch a team of their own? Though we banter at times with each other, but we want to see a Themba Mshishizwane shining in the USA. We want to see our brothers there. Being in the USA. Some of Mamelodi Sundowns fans, by the way, they do call me from America, showing me how to cross robots. They show me, hey, you see, I've got those pictures, video calls. Hey, wena o tla dlala le bo magesi ka moo, ha o kgone ho jumpa. Robots in the USA, apparently they've got buttons there. Before you jump, there's a human being there. It shows you a picture of a human being crossing. You know how they brag.
They don't call it a robot in America.
Oh, by the way, those are
It's a
traffic
traffic
lights.
lights, man.
Traffic lights. All right.
Wena tlo re jwetsa ka di-robot. Wena tla mo re jwetsa ka bo Madibuseng.
They tell me here you have to spend time in the flight. They like telling me we just flew from where we after we played in Orlando Stadium. We moved. I just listen because I don't want them to feel like I'm too jealous for their, them being in the US. But they tell me when I do go Orlando, go Soweto. Now we are here in America. Come and join Mami Sundowns.
The real Orlando.
The real Orlando.
Hayi wena what do you mean? Which one is the real Orlando? Real Orlando Mokasi baba.
No, you know how these people will tell you, they tell you even about the price of Coke there, about the price of a beer. Hey, this beer that I'm drinking can buy you grocery. You know how they are, and you cannot say no because you are not there. But but what can I say? So I would like for them. I think it keeps us relevant if they are there, and I think it will make our league to be recognized and to be taken seriously. I think PSL should have been well represented if Mamelodi Sundowns are to, I mean, to progress into the second stage. And if you allow me to be biased, and this is really coming from me being biased, I think Mamelodi Sundowns will win that match, and I'm speaking as a fan.
Hey, things are changing now.
No, as a fan.
Thanks to Borussia Dortmund, we showed them flames. Now you know that it's possible.
No, I'm being biased. I'm speaking as a
No,
fan.
now you know it's possible.
But if I speak as an analyst,
You know the pain that you felt when Sundowns scored before Borussia, so you don't want that pain anymore.
No, honestly speaking, I'll never feel pain. I love Mamelodi Sundowns.
Why were you ignoring the calls when we were leading 1-0?
No, my phone was on silent, by the way. I was not ignoring the calls.
I mean, we did the interviews, we spoke, and then how suddenly Chiki Motu is gone.
No. It wasn't because of that. I was very excited that Mamelodi Sundowns really played very well.
Okay, let's leave Sundowns alone and Fluminense.
Yeah.
Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
Big news.
Yes.
New coach, new jersey, Mbuli.
If we can start about the coach, because the coach was introduced, was announced yesterday. Some of us who I also remember the news broke earlier this just when he was at Marumo Gallants, and then there was an issue of contracts and stuff. I had the opportunity to speak to the coach when he was in Orlando. Say, coach, if you come there, this is what we want. But we were jokingly, so you understand, because I knew somewhere, somehow. I'm not saying that I entirely knew, but I'm saying I had an idea since it was in the public. Even
Also, it was in the public before.
yeah, it was in the public, and then it was